Yeah, well, I think I don't know if it's all Red cameras, but I think a lot of them now actually have like built-in hard drives.
Oh wow!
So it's just like you just change out the hard drive and keep going.
Yeah, and I'm sure you probably can store tons of time on those hard drives.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I know. I think Beware was actually shot on the Red, and also like Down the Road and stuff like that. So it's a cool camera, and I was kind of curious if you used it because it seems to be the camera of choice nowadays.
Yeah. No, I mean I know that the first version of it I think only went for $18,000, and this new one I think starts at $30,000. And that's not a huge investment. I mean, that's a great investment for something that yields that kind of image, you know. I mean, like the TV shows here, both of the Grimm and Leverage is shot with the Red camera, you know. And you can get so many, after you even shoot this stuff, you can manipulate the image so much to make it look like so many different things, you know. I mean, if you look at the original image of Rage versus what it looked like now, you know, it's a major difference. So many different things. Filters are added in post-production, and, you know, the color is tweaked and everything. So, you know, you can end up with a pretty good image.
Now, a lot of Rage was actually, like, very dark. Now, I'm assuming that was a style choice on your part, or was it just, you know, you kind of had to go with what you had at the time?
Right.
Because there are parts of it that are, I wouldn't say that it's hard to see what's going on, but there are parts of it that are, you know, very dark.
Like the parking garage.
Yeah, like the parking garage.
Right. I'm trying to think of, well, you know what's interesting is that I was at Polygrind, where Rage was playing in Vegas. And, you know, which was, you know, was a good experience there. But the version that we were looking at, which was on DVD, the first half of the film, a lot of the black in the film just seemed kind of milky. It was really weird, but then later I found out it was being played on I think a game PlayStation or something.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And I think that maybe that had something to do with that issue, but
that might have been our problem.
Well,
yeah, the first time we watched it, we were watching it on a PlayStation. But it looked good at the theater. I think you sent us a Blu-ray. So
right, yeah. But anyhow, you know, it's like it's really what ultimately is going to happen is that because you know every festival we've gone to, you know, there's always been there's been very few where it plays exactly the way you want it to. But we're going to have to saddle up with a company down here, which is really the only post-production facility here that's any good. And we're going to do the final color corrections and everything before before it goes out to distribution. So it'll be consistent because, you know, when you're doing this stuff, a lot of it, if you don't have in the right platform or the right codes and stuff to play in, you know, certain machines and certain places, you end up with something totally different than what you want. So. But anyhow, I mean, I'm glad that it played okay at the festival.
Yeah, that's you know what you're talking about. I'm glad that we haven't experienced that because that has been my biggest fear during the festival so far. Is that one of those discs for whatever reason, like you know, not be coded the correct way and it won't play in the thing. But thankfully, it hasn't happened yet, and everything has looked really good. So
good.
That's one thing I got to say about the Cinevest people is they know what they're doing down there. Know how to work that equipment. But you were talking about your next project. Can you tell us what that might be about?
Yeah. The next project is called the Twilight Hotel, and what it is, it's a 1920s Art Deco hotel that's over the years.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. And it's age. But the backstory to the hotel is that the guy who built it was kind of a Donald Trump brash, guy, and he does whatever he wants to do, and he's not superstitious. He even built it with a 13th floor, and during the course of the building of it, workers were getting killed, and he'd be like, who cares, if the body fell in the cement, that's too bad. So anyhow, and over the years, a lot of bad things have happened at this hotel. and even his wife on the opening day committed suicide in the place. So it has a really bad history. There's no Indian burial ground or nothing like that. But the thing is that we are going. It's an anthology. It's 4 stories, a connecting element, and the concept is that if you're a person and you're not a very good person and you have some baggage, you're going to have to deal with it if you check into this hotel. And that's kind of the premise. But the episodes, we have one called Monster, where it's dealing with a pedophile who checks in, and he. and I should start by saying this: is that Rage didn't have much gore in it. This thing probably will get banned in every.
Nice.
It's going to be, because I've had people go, man, you're an XFX guy and you've worked on gory projects, when are you going to bring the blood? And I'm saying, well, I'm bringing the blood on this next one. And we have an episode which we're actually, what we're thinking about doing now is actually producing one of the episodes, funding and producing it, and then shopping it at the same time as a series, as well as getting completion funds to shoot the entire film, because it's going to cost a lot of money to make this thing. And I know, like right now, I can get funding, but the amount of funding, I would rather take that and put it into one episode. And the episode that I'll be doing is called Pushing Up Daisies. It's about serial killers and zombies. So,
nice.
And violent, very, very violent, very, very. I can't believe it. I write it and I look and go, man, why? What's wrong with me, man? Why? This is not right. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to land some name talent to put in it because it's important in terms of trying to sell stuff. At the end of the day, there's certain realities as a filmmaker, as an independent filmmaker, you do have to accept. And I like new talent, but I also know that. You can make things easier on you too if you're able to land some name talent. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. I would love to get somebody like Tony Todd or Ken Foray to be the connecting element in between. And I work with Ken on a short film here for a friend of mine, Dave Walker. It was called Black Santa's Revenge. Great little movie. And Ken played Black Santa. And it was great. He worked at the rec center, and some guys came and they stole all the toys and they whooped his butt. So Santa goes out. It's kind of like what the Rutger Hauer with the hobo with a shotgun. So he goes out for revenge and also to get back the little kiddies' toys and everything. So.
Is that available? Like, can we get that on DVD?
Yeah, if you Google it. I don't know. Yeah, if you Google it, I mean, I saw Ken at Comic-Con and talked to him a little bit, and because I hadn't seen him since we had shot that. And, and I asked how it was going. And, and it's one of those things that, I wish that it was promoted more because Ken has a great following. And it's just one of those things. I think it was a little project that was kind of just done and just kind of, not really pushed nationally or internationally. But it only runs, I think, something like 30, 35 minutes, something like that.
Okay, so it's like a short.
It's a short, yeah.
Okay. You're talking about, I don't know why this popped in my head, but you're talking about having a character that kind of connects all the stories. Like I'm assuming he's going to be like kind of like a bellhop or something.
Well, yeah, you're close. He was the manager of the place. The original title for the film was called Head of the Tale, Tale, and he played the manager, and he also kind of did repairs and stuff. And it's his last day. The film opened up. He comes, the elevator opens, he walks to the room, goes inside. And he's making some repairs, and you hear this voiceover. He's talking about, this is his last day after 30 years, blah, blah, blah. And he's fixing stuff, and he looks up at this metal ceiling fan because he's working on the bathroom door. And he finishes that, and then we cut to, like, the chair, and we pan up, tilt up, and we see his legs, and he's up there doing some repairs on this fan. And then he gets down, and he's carrying something. You're like, what is he doing? And then he goes over to the door, and he's working back on the door again. He finishes, he puts his tools away, and he dusts his hands off and everything, and he says, something told me I'd never leave this place alive. And what he's done is he's Jimmy rigged the metal fan to the bathroom door. So he sticks his head up against the door jamb, and with all his might, slams the door and cuts his own head off. Hits the linoleum, bounces off the tub, leans up against the toilet stool, and the camera pushes in. The body falls forward. Blood gushes out like a wave.